So good evening, everyone. I would like to take the opportunity that we making some changes in the assignment to start just doing a quick recap what we have been doing in this class, and so you are grasping the big picture. You are not, let's say, lost in the detail and don't see what we are doing and why we are doing, and of course in the time frame, which is in the realm of one course of 12 weeks. So I'm going to share a Word document which I very fast put notes for today. I should have passed this by in PowerPoint, and it should have been much better, but sorry. So very quick, in this course we started with big data, understanding the main issue related with big data, and then we delineated that the most challenges are unstructured data, and from them, one of them was text data. So we spent few weeks in going to this point, going to text mining. We did some text classification. You did assignment with R, and we almost work in this central part of text mining. Also, we focus in the challenges of natural language processing, which is also, I have here summarized the main issues and the main, let's say, techniques to do the natural language processing. And you remember we said that the main issue is that natural language processing rely on context, and we have to interpret this when possible in context, and context might extend beyond given document, beyond given time, beyond given time frame. So all these challenges we explored, let's say, we went beyond that, not pure natural language processing, but as a base, apply it to what is Watson cognitive computing. We explore several different applications in Watson cognitive computing, and I think you got some idea about the challenge of working with unstructured data, just moving to this new paradigm, which is cognitive computing. So what we are doing in 12 weeks, you understand, is we are trying to expose you as much as possible to all related technology, to the main issue. So when you go to, let's say, to a project, to work project in your workplace, you can go more in deep in the specific topic in which you are going to work. But you have some preparation about the challenges, about possible tools you can use and techniques, analytical techniques you can use, and how to interpret results. So that is the main, let's say, the main objective of the course. When we started the course, I'm repeating here one graphical representation which very closely represents what we do in this class. Why? We have the traditional business approach to deal with data and the big data approach, with the big difference. In the big data approach, instead to ask the IT department, given the business, let's say the business case to be solved, to build the infrastructure to solve this problem, and let's say to build the infrastructure to deploy a database, data warehouse, and to run reports. That is the traditional approach to deal with data. In the realm of big data, we have, let's say, more capability and more challenges. So the approach is different. The approach is you have given in any company, That is the tendency. Let's say the true big data approach, many companies already are targeting and have this implemented. The infrastructure, the platform, the information technology platform is available in most of the cases already in the cloud, which is very convenient. In the cloud, we started just storing data because it's convenient, but then we move with the advancement of cloud computing to doing processing in the cloud and going to platform as a service and software as a service, different cloud deployment. So what today, the today paradigm shift in information technology infrastructure for any companies, you first have given all the platform with all possible tools which the company expect to use and accessible for different teams, including the team of data analysts and data scientists. So when your team is given the business problem to solve, you go to this available infrastructure with different software tools and you try to solve the problem. So this is mostly exploration. You start exploring different software. Can I ask everyone, please stay in mute so we have better quality of the session. So after you first explore the existing infrastructure for the available tool which can help you solve this business problem. Sometimes not everything as a data scientist, data analyst you may need is there, and of course you have to make additional requests, but most of the things are already there. So at this point, the two paradigms work in parallel. We cannot say that even in the most advanced company, we have part traditional approach because there is a lot of money and infrastructure spent in any of the company, and the new approach with existing, let's say, infrastructure, a platform, cloud as a platform, cloud as a service, and software as a service. Both at this point, this is the existing state of the art, how data analysts perform the job. Of course, this is not in any place. This is just, let's say, the tendency. And since you are in master degree program, you have to grasp the state of the art, the tendency, and the future. So, trying to deal with all of this in the realm of courses, which each of the courses in the program is 12 weeks, the program is oriented, since we are in the big data society, is oriented to expose you as many tools as possible to support the topic of study in the course. And as you remember, all over the program, in each course, you've been exposed to 2-3 different tools to do analytics. Some of them open source, some of them proprietary. So, and of course, you go to certain deep of let's say, fluency in this tool because they are supporting you to show you're grasping the topic and that you can deliver understanding by doing small or more extensive projects. And in order to do the project, you have to use this tool. So exposure to many tools is given because of the approach to deal with big data today. You will have to deal with, in many cases, you will have to deal with different tools in order to solve a business problem. Of course, we don't expect that you are fluent in deep in each of these tools, no one expects this for the short period of time, for 2 years program, but you are exposed and you have some average fluency in all these 2 you've been exposed. So at the day you finish the program, besides the topics of study in data analytics you have approved in order to get your degree, you have hands-on experience in several tools, even not in deep. So that is the idea. And because of this, most of the tools using in this program, you have been using in the cloud. I mean, I'm talking about Tableau, Decisionforce, SAS. All these software are in cloud environment, and you have access to them from your computer. In addition to that, you use several open source, let's say free open source tools like R and Python, which you install in your computer, or MySQL. So given that, you understand why advancing more in this program, going already to what is big data analytics, we have to do everything in the cloud. There is no way the tools for big data analytics you can install in your personal computer and you work on them like you are installing RStudio. I think everyone understands that, and this is the big picture. After wrapping up what we are doing in the last few weeks, in the last 3 weeks actually, we've been to the, let's say, what is recognized to the first technology for big data to accommodate the requirement of big data, and that made possible big data analytics is Hadoop, with several, let's say, I summarize here the most important application which Hadoop made possible. And the main, we've been talking about the main component in the Hadoop ecosystem. And you remember that this is open source under Apache distribution of Hadoop, with the main component of Hadoop distributed file system, MapReduce, and few other components like Hive, Peak, Scope, and HBase. So these are the main components which actually are under open source Apache Hadoop distribution. But beside that, this is you can think about that this is perfect. This is open source, free, but in order to install and to have access to install, not only to deploy is the best where in order to set up Hadoop ecosystem accessible for use for you as a developer or as an analyst, you would need computer capacity which are beyond any personal computer. Not because you cannot install in your powerful personal computer, let's say, you can set up a cluster of 2 nodes. But after that, what? And the point is, whatever you are going to do with big data, the minimum is several components or in the Hadoop ecosystem. We already have seen this. So because of this, naturally appeared a number of vendors which provide product that integrate the Hadoop Apache distribution with additional, let's say, product which make enterprise, let's say, solution easier. And I have summarized. In the classroom, we have a lot of resources posted. I expect you already at this point have overview at least what is pertinent to big data in Hadoop. So what I'm talking about in detail, you can find most reading in the classroom. Here I just summarize so you get the big picture, what we are doing and why we are doing this way. First, why we are doing this in the cloud, I think is clear. And secondly, why not just Apache Hadoop, but we are doing this, for instance, in the proprietary platform Bluemix, which is the cloud environment of IBM. Besides IBM, there are different vendor platforms, including Cloudera, which has two different distributions. One is open source, but really the one for enterprise is with on top very similar strategy which IBM uses to provide enterprise with more powerful tool, because if you want to be productive as a company working in certain direction, in order to deploy in top to the open source Apache Hadoop ecosystem, all necessary application, you will have to invest a lot of time, software engineer time, in order to get let's say a platform already ready to do some application in the area you are working. That's why a business for many companies like the one I have here, I have Action, besides Cloudera and IBM, Exasol, MapR, MarkLogic, Pentaho SAS, and on and on and on. So it's clear that just because Apache Hadoop is open source and anyone can contribute, all these, let's say, vendors, which on top of the, they have products which are based on the open source Apache Hadoop, but they are enhanced and make a most powerful enterprise tool. So for the purpose of our study, this is, let's say, very similar to the situation you may have in the organization you will work or you are working already. And if you don't have this similar situation, so the organization in which you are working is going to develop some additional, on top of Apache Hadoop open source, some additional, let's say, layer which will make adaptation to what you want to do as an enterprise. I think by this I make clear about the big picture, and you already have seen this slide, which is the IBM Vision, the big data platform, which is based in most of the things we are talking about. They try to include everything there, a solution for any type of problem. Let's say big data, just size of data or stream of data, or data warehouse. So given that, one possible, let's say, scenario is this: when you have all type of data, stream data coming to one part of the enterprise architecture, other part coming to the Hadoop MapReduce, to the Hive HBase, or communicated with the data warehouse. On top of this is, of course, the data analytic part, which is the part we are interested in this class. So everything to the left, which we are discussing and reading and trying to get better grasp, is so you as a data analyst most effectively can use the infrastructure which is available for you in order to solve the business problem you are targeting to solve. So one of the tendency in all these different vendor is, if you see, I put few words in front of some of them. One of the tendency in the last, let's say, 3 years, in the beginning, Hadoop ecosystem required a lot of software engineer with Java skill, programming everything, programming MapReduce with Java skill, and which with the increased adoption of Hadoop in many enterprise, the Java skill fluency is not so wide available. Moreover, for data management, for 30 years, the standard skill is ANSI SQL, employed in different vendor, in different data management system, but it's the SQL. So the idea started slowly to boil because this is a contradiction between what is distributed file system, columnar database like HBase, and SQL, totally different paradigm. But several companies working in this direction already have different solution of Hadoop or in Hadoop SQL. So I have summarized here. You can find more reading in our classroom. If you don't know where exactly, you can ask and I can point you to the right direction. And here I have summarized this desire, which finally is coming, let's say, in the last 3 years, giving fruit, that there are many different vendors which provide support. So you can manage your data using the common SQL skills. That's why we started with the Big SQL of IBM InfoSphere Big Insight. We started with Big SQL, then which is, let's say, this is not ANSI SQL because it's, but it's very close. So if you already know SQL, you can very easily and naturally grasp how to manage your data logically. Let's say this is a very powerful tool. SQL is very powerful tool because it's just giving you a tool to manage your data in Hadoop distributed system without caring how data are stored, how data are organized. Just you see this as a logical presentation of your data. And the next, of course, the next plan was to finish with one very powerful application also of IBM Big Insight, which was Big Sheets. But you understand what happened. We are doing all the assignment on, let's say, on production industry platform, which is Bluemix. We are giving this free access as academia, so we are up to the last thing which are in industry. Of course, in a single class, it's not possible to go to different platform, but at least one, which is in this case what was made possible, what was Bluemix. It's not big difference going to any other vendor, going to Azure or to Amazon Cloud. Very similar with different, let's say, different idea. From point of view of analytics, it seems, because I have explored 3 of them, Professor Wu is also working also in other university with all this platform. And from developer point of view, they have different advantage. But from analytical point of view, right now, for all these platforms, it seems Bluemix offer very good, let's say, capacity to do analytical work. unfortunately, we couldn't finish the last task, which was big sheets. Why? Because this is the way any industry platform is. They constantly update software, and right now, in the middle of the semester, Analytic for Hadoop was removed, and the new version, my understanding is, for what I know, is going to be in the 21st. But for us, it's going to be too late to go back to Bluemix and do big sheets because we have to move on. We have other and most advanced topic like Spark, which is the last thing in big data and in doing analytics with the Spark machine learning capability. So that's why we are not going to stop here. But as a substitution to this assignment, I just went back here to this, let's say, where is the, okay. I went here and I said, why we don't go to this part of the scheme, which is also offered in Bluemix, and why we don't explore DashDB, with which we can do very nice analytics. And let me tell you, DashDB is powerful, very powerful tool. I didn't plan initially in the course, but the assignment was ready because I'm already planning this for summer. So don't think we were able to put this assignment just in 2 hours and bam, gone. No. This already, we have been thinking about this for summer. Just you can deliver certain amount of, let's say, of material in 12 weeks. So in order to deliver this, you have to squash, you have to delete or you have to compress some other part of the course, and this is what I'm planning to do in summer. So in summer, students will have to explore more time and to provide some original analytical solution with DashDB. The assignment is not difficult, but the power of DashDB is incredible. So I hope you already read. There are 3 different documents posted in the class. I extracted from one of them the most important, let's say, the most important and most representative graphical representation of what DashDB is. So, so you grasp the idea. Graphical idea is much more powerful than any reading, any, let's say, any text. Just you can see the power of to read and write data from to all this connection for DashDB in Bluemix. You see the connection to SAS, SPSS, different databases, and even Watson Analytics. So I'm not going to talk more of this because there is no, this is very high level tool, very analytical. Just reading what is there and the instruction for the assignment, I think you can do something original and interesting. In addition, in the classroom, we have posted a step-by-step, let's say, walkthrough to DashDB. If you run this with the example, because the walkthrough is with real example, you can get idea, illuminate yourself, and with everything you see here, I want to see something really nice from your part. So I will be giving 3 more days for this assignment. It's not going to do on Sunday, just to make sure you provide the analytical part. I know the technical part is not difficult. You can do in few hours the technical part of this assignment. The point of view is find something and interpret and show me some original idea of what you can do with DashDB. Before going to the assignment specifically, I would like that Professor Wu if you would please add, because of course I'm going very fast, perhaps I miss some important point, and I will appreciate you add to everything I tried just to wrap the main idea of the course, and then we can go to the specific of the assignment. John, can you hear me? Oh, here.
Yeah, Elena, I just changed it to my earphone.
Oh, okay, good.
So thank you, Elena. As you know, the point is actually the IBM is trying to catch up with the other competitors like Cloudera, Hortonworks, and Amazon AWS, the Microsoft Azure. That's why they move very fast. So that's why they kind of delete the service, free service of BigSheet and BigSQL. But fortunately, DashDB is another interesting service because that is a data warehouse, but that runs on MPP. That is the traditional parallel computing, and also it provides visual data analysis tool, especially with R. So if you work on DashDB assignment, I'm pretty sure you can analyze the Twitter data in like a popular issue. For example, in the example, you can only see UMUC as a Twitter data, but you could, I mean, for your assignment, you could use, for example, Kung Fu Panda 3, Zootopia, and see how people, what is the people's opinion, what is the people's sentiment. So I'm pretty sure you can enjoy that assignment. Elena, do you think this is kind of okay, or you want me to go over other stuff as well? By the way, in the walkthrough, when you work on R script, I think the data frame that is automatically generated from DashDB, when there is a table, when there is a command for table, you actually need to use the table named tweets, because that has the gender data and message action data. So you have to find out tweet table data frame. And one more thing, data frame is very famous approach. That is to copy, that is to make kind of object that is like a table. So in database, you have a table, and in a code like OWL and Spark, they have a function named data frame that is an object to make a kind of copy of the table. So you can easily play with the data frame as a kind of table. Elena, do you?
No, I would prefer, because we've been talking too much, I think it's better that since we have a lot of people here, better to try to answer questions.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. So whenever you have a question, let us know.
Just unmute yourself and speak, and if you don't want to speak, post in the chat. I don't see anything in the chat. Because I don't see, unless, Elena, would you like to tell something? Because I don't see need after the walkthrough detailed to repeat the walkthrough in the web here in the WebEx session. But if you have something in addition to the walkthrough.
Yeah, well, something important that I have observed is that after you load the data, the Twitter data in the tables, you're going to see the statistics page. Very important, you need to take the screenshot of that page, because once you close that page, at least I have not been able to figure out how to get back to that page. So you might want to take a screenshot right away because there is no way that I could figure out to get that page back. Yeah, so that's one thing.
Thank you.
I hear some noise in the background.
No, we have several people. Mary?
Oh,
Yeah.
what page
You
did it
want
come
to
up?
speak? Okay, go ahead.
What page didn't come up, Mary? She mentioned the page didn't come up, but what page?
Sorry, my mute was on. The statistics page, I loaded the data.
Yeah. Yes.
I loaded the data, and when I clicked next, it went somewhere else. It didn't go to the statistics page, and clicking back didn't take me there, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I tried every single menu option.
What step you were at? Because on the very last step, right?
It was my own data.
Elena, would you like to share screen and show this step, or?
Sure. Then I'm gonna need to run it on use a different topic. That's right. Because okay, so I'm logged in here. I'll need to share the screen. Go to dashboard. Okay, so I need to share, right? How do I?
Just a second. You will be sharing. Yeah.
So where is that thing here? Meeting.
Mary, actually, if you finish it loading, like there is a 5 steps. After fifth step, you can see the chart is automatically shown up.
Oops. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Oh, another thing here is that since I'm on this page right now, service credentials. This is very important. Write that down because you're gonna need it for R. And also, if you are, and the one thing I know is I tried it from Watson. It is possible to use to analyze data stored in DarsDB in Watson. So you may want to write down this because you're gonna need it to launch R, right? This login name and password. And another thing, very important, the browser. If you want to launch the RStudio, you cannot use the Internet Explorer. Use either Chrome or Firefox, right? So now I'm gonna launch the service. I'm gonna go back here, launch. Okay, it's gonna take some time to come up, but here, patience is a key. So. Yeah, it's taking its time. I'm not sure. Sometimes sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's a little bit slower, depending on the number of users in the system. But a very last page, I'm wondering if I still have this open. Yes, I do. Oops. Nope, not good. I'll have to reopen it. Something went wrong with the memory. So anyway, basically the way I'm gonna go in the classroom and see if I can. The very last page that there are several steps, right? And the very last step is gonna show you the statistics. So you want to make sure that you save that step right here. I'm going in. Oh, I have to download this. Let's see if that thing finished. Yes, it did. Okay, so basically what I do here, right, I'll go load, and I'm gonna go from Twitter, right? So that's a thing. Another important thing is that here the service is calling a service, right? Twitter data is another service. So now, let's pick something else. What topic we're gonna pick? Okay, so, oops. Come on. So let's say create. No, not create. We're going to use existing one. I'm going to click next. All right. And the reason I'm using existing one because I already added something. So now I'm gonna put the hashtag, and let's see if we do something like I'm not sure if it will find something, but oops, let's see. Or let's do this. Let's try this. Let's see what happens. And now I'm gonna go. First, I can get the tweet counts. Oh, there we go. This is just to check. Okay, so I'm getting data for this one. So let's go.
Yelena, it's gonna take too long.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think this is going to take too long, but I guess Mary's answer is not yet there. Maybe she needs to do additional, let's say, follow-up with Yelena. I see other question here. I don't know who is MIK. Can you speak? Yeah, there is other person asking question. Go ahead.
oh, there we go. This one is short.
Hi, this is Mike. I know that we only have like 17 minutes left, but I just was curious to know, like, as an analyst, as a data analyst, as a BI, as a BI specialist, as a data scientist, as a manager, how do you drive an analytics-centered culture in the organization, especially when the organization isn't exposed to these newer technologies that have, kind of been formed in the last decade? As a manager viewpoint, like how do you just drive this culture where the organization it really gets on board with analytics and trying to find weaknesses in the system, or trying to find opportunities, or trying to find just any kind of opportunity that would help leverage the business and the data to help really just make the company succeed?
Well, there is no silver recipe for this, Mike. This is very extensive.
You guys know how to drive an analytics culture?
I would say the most important is there is need. If there is business need in the company, you will be able to drive this. Because if there is something where the business is need, and someone from the company, let's say small group, can show that the analytic can provide, let's say, benefits, this is the push with the company need. I would say this is like you need some initial impulse in order to get started in this direction. And the most important is business need. Business need and a solution to this very small problem, let's put it this way. Everything should start small. You cannot start talking about Hadoop and all this last technology, NoSQL, big data. You have to talk about the way your company is. And any company, it doesn't matter how big, how small, you have different business problems. Pick one and find some, let's say, knowledgeable people with skills in your company, or even if needed, you can, let's say, use consultant for this to solve this specific small problem, because showing solution with analytics, this is the driving force, and everything should start small. With small, you should show that the analytic with certain investment can give you return 10, and you have to show a return of investment. I mean, you invested this, and actually the result of this, let's say, small project are above any expectation in all the direction. And of course, this is the driving force, and it should start small. I don't know, John Walk, do you have any other, because we cannot talk only.
Sure.
Yes.
In my point of view, the data analysis and data science is not new. That has been done by many big companies. But, these days, because of like a social media data and sensor data and many data, they became public, and we can share those data. And also, fortunately, because of Google, we got new technology called the Hadoop or the ecosystems and others, and Spark as well. Therefore, nowadays, any small company can analyze the data and find out big insights. So there are many startup companies in West Coast and East Coast too. They want to make some profit by providing insight from the data. So, for example, one company who analyzed the movie data and tried to find out when is the right time to open that movie. Only providing that information, that company makes a lot of a profit. So now that's why many schools try to open this kind of programs, because there are need. But that question you ask is not actually for us. That you need to ask your friends or your executive committees, because they are the ones who actually already know where the budget or the money are there.
Okay, thank you very much.
See this page? Yeah, it finished really quickly, and this is the page I was talking about. So you can see how many tweets are over time. So this is sort of like you can call it time series analysis. Here is people location, and this time I searched for UMCP. So here it is, and here it's giving me the related hashtags. And here it's showing me how many positive and negative posts. Right. So if I wanted to, I could even do an analysis. I can compare UMCP with UMUC. I could do that. So basically this page, take a screenshot of this page, because after you close it, after you click finish, I'm not even sure how to return to this page. I tried, but I could not find a way. So anyway, and it created 5 tables. Yeah. So if you click on this tab, you're gonna see. So what I did was I prefixed my table names with I forgot how to spell. I should spell UMCP. Well, it's a spelling error, but that's okay. As long as I know what I name my tables, I'll be good. So now here, let me show you something. Here it is, connection information. This part is important because if you want to connect from another application to DashDB, what you have here is the host name and port. All of this part is going to be the same for everyone. But what's going to be different is this username and password. So if you guys interested at your leisure, you can even play around in Watson. But the difference, I already created the connection. So what you'll need to do is you just go here, you go upload data, and you pick DashDB right here as your source. And then what you'll do is you're gonna specify your username that you copied, and I show you where to copy from, right? And the password. Isn't that nice? The data that you loaded, you can analyze it from another application, and I believe you can do it from Spark as well. So from Spark and from Watson, but somebody with an admin rights, which is me, had to set it up. And I set it up already, so now it's gonna give me all those things that I have access to. Oh, it's a lot, because where do you think this comes from? There are sample tables. And see this? These are the tables that I just created. I made a typing error, but the point is, here is everything that I just loaded. And yeah, it just something interesting you can explore at your leisure. Okay?
Okay, I want to point to something here. Even though the walkthrough is with tweet data, use your imagination. It's not necessary that you use Twitter data. There are many other options. You can use other data, not just Twitter data. You saw all the capability. This is just idea, but you are. We are looking for any original and good idea. Since the tool is very, let's say, powerful, you can do a lot of stuff without too much, without programming. Actually, you can do a lot. So think about not just Twitter data, and we don't have to explore all detail, Elena, now because they haven't started many of them. So only if there are questions.
I was just gonna say there are some not custom, but there are some built-in, some sample scripts in there. So if they want to look at, and if there is something they want to reuse in their project, more than welcome. But there are some sample scripts.
Where?
In here, sample project.
Okay. Okay.
Because this is basically what they call it an art project, and you can just click here, and this is a script. So you have options. You can run the script in here. You just click submit, it will run, and the output will show here, and the plot will show on this top. There are several options. You can run it here, or you can click on RStudio. It will launch the RStudio, and you would need to enter the login and password that I mentioned earlier. But keep in mind, if you want to use RStudio, you need to use either Firefox browser or Chrome. It won't work in Explorer. So.
And also remember that running this thing with already given script is not time consuming. Time consuming is writing the report or your analysis. This is the important part, like in any of the assignment up to now and in any of the remaining assignment in this class. Because the most important thing is not just the output of the program, you took screenshot, and then what I want to see in your report is analysis and suggestion regarding what you did, what you see, what differently can be done, and so on and on and on. Analytical thinking.
I like it. It's very quick. I just click the button in few seconds. It gives me the visualization. It's really fast. And same thing RStudio. It just so fast. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I think Mary problem is not solved, or yes? No. Well, any other question? Let me tell you, in meantime, is there a question? Who is talking? Are you?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, considering the time we have on our hands, there's something that we are going to try. Is there anything wrong if we use the tweet data?
Nothing wrong.
Okay.
I just want something original.
Okay.
But nothing wrong with tweet data.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're gonna put your topic, right? I'm gonna put something there. Like, what's your hobby? Pick anything that you like. Like, maybe you like baseball, or maybe you like.
Yeah,
well,
I understand that. I understand. I'm just, I know I got to put something on my own. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to make sure because it was saying something like we can explore and do something, but I'm looking at the time,
Oh, well,
run out of time.
It could be anything you're collecting. You might be interested in what people say about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
And, okay, you will have, for this task until Wednesday, I formally will change in the assignment folder the due date. But keep in mind, there is it's not benefit extending this much more because what is coming is very important. Spark, and we have very interesting assignment there. There are many new stuff to learn, and this is, let's say, the hot topic in analytic and in big data analytic is Spark today. So we cannot take more time on this task than 3 days. I know Big Sheet is gonna come later, and you will be able, let's say, for yourself to complete the assignment, but not already as grading. So we cannot wait until this is available. I think everyone understands, and everyone understands that this is just the way the environment we are working is. It's not built only for us, it's built to do frequent, let's say, update and get the most powerful tool which satisfy most industry needs. Other questions? If there is no more questions, yes? I think we then end the today meeting, and as you understand the way we've been conducting this, as necessity arrive, we are doing this. When we start Spark, we are going to do another one to walk you through the topic. Professor Wu is going to give you lecture and get you started with the following assignment. And for today, I think it's all. And I will say good evening to everyone. And I look forward for excellent reports on this assignment.